we are going to, so just think about where you're placing your picture, because obviously that's going to affect the equation of it. I'm going to place mine over here. Oh gosh, it's really quite hard when you can't see very well, can you? Oh, I kind of don't want, so actually what you may want to do is snip your picture a little bit, because I want to know where this point and this point is. No, but I want to place it on here, but I can't actually see my... Say again? Oh. In here, settings? Oh, Mr. Potts, thank you.
Yeah, you then have to be careful because you deselect it, you then have to go back front to move it. But
oh, really? I can still move this? Oh, yes, look at that.
That's so cool. You can press the house image.
Alright, so, shh. Thanks, Mr. Potts. So if you want to move it to the back, then you right-click it. Remember the joy of right-clicking. And you go to settings and change it to background image. And then you can actually see your axes on the front, which is a lot more useful. Alright, now, girls, I'm going to keep my scale like this. You are obviously going to change yours, should you be doing that, just simply because it's going to take me ages to actually find the information. And I just want to get on and get you to know how to choose points and then work with them. Now, I just have to remind myself how to do this. One moment. So when we're choosing our points, because obviously all we've got is a picture. Off. Oh, two. Yeah. Oh, is that too dark? No. All right. So we need to choose sensible points. I would suggest this one up here is a pretty important one. Now, with this arch, you can obviously see also there is an inner parabola and an outer one. So you may want to find the equation of both of them separately. So you choose which one you're going to focus on. I'm going to focus on the outer one. So I'm going to just click, way above it. Okay. I'm going to click and put my point at the top there. Yes, you can move it wherever you want. Oh yes, you can move your picture for wherever you want. All right. Oh Lord. Okay, so once you've got your picture in the background, it's probably easier once it's there, but make sure it's in a good position. Obviously, you can just undo stuff if it's not in a good place. Then you click your A button to get points. Now, Niley just told me that you can change the format of them. So if we go to settings, how do we do that, Niley?
Go to settings, style.
Oh, style. Oh, shush now. So I don't like a nice big point. I like a little baby point.
That one.
Oh. Two?
Yeah. And then change it to a color.
How do I do that? Oh, shush now. Look. We can have all of these things. Oh, I can't see that at all. Oh, look at that. Look at magenta. Whoop, whoop. All right, so I've chosen my... Oh, I forgot. Okay, so less embarrassment. So now, at this point here, you've got to say to yourself, well, how many points are you going to need to try and find an equation? One is clearly not enough. We're going to have to ignore our points A and B because they're stuck on this bit here, but I have a feeling if you get rid of them, then the picture goes. So we'll try that in a second. So obviously you want to think sensibly about where you want your points. Am I actually making a point? No. Oh, do I have to change it every time? Yeah. Oh, that's annoying. Think about... Oh, can you? Think about how many you want, where a good place is. Obviously, you're going to want to make sure that you've got these bottom two there. If you want a few extras, go ahead, do as many as you like. Try and be as accurate as possible because obviously these coordinates are going to shape your equation.
Like the bottom one?
Yeah, so I've got the, well, I'm thinking that's the bottom of my thing. I think I haven't put it in a very good place, if I'm quietly honest. Right, unfortunately, we've missed all that useful chat. So we've unselected our points A and B up here so that they are not in our list anymore. And it may be better to try and insert the picture so that you can manipulate it if you need to. And that will help you change it from not being background to being foreground, so you can move it and change it. Okay? But now we've got these set of points, we're going to actually have to do what we did yesterday. Can we remember what we had to do with our list? Well, actually, can you remember what we had a list before, didn't we? Yeah, so we need to try and highlight them again. So we're going to have that joy of trouble.
No, you have to go to the mouse. Click on the
What?
click on the top.
Oh, roger that. Oh, Miss Harrison. So we're highlighting all our points. And then remember how yesterday our when we created our points, it automatically created that list, the L2. You'll notice that we don't have that list for this one because we've put our points in there. So what you have to do first is go into this section here, not that section here at all. Where does it say create? Oh, Miss Harrison. If we right click. Oh my gosh, how do we create a list? Miss Harrison, this is supposed to be a teaching lesson. I know. Oh, far out. Oh, yeah.
Change the approach a little bit. Alright. So you got the computer to fit a function for you yesterday. But this type of modelling is a little bit different, I would say. So you've found an image, you've found a shape that you want to model a function to, and really if you're going to explore the maths, what you ought to be doing is just completely going for your own function right from the start. So if you were doing this, I would suggest you go, right, I think it's a parabola. Let's say that's what you think it is. Right? You know things about parabolas. You know how to solve for the x-axis intercept, you know how to solve for a vertex, and you know how to manipulate your quadratic function to get the kind of shape you want. So what I would be doing at this stage is going into your function input bar, which I think you have here at the bottom, and what I would suggest actually is to now start exploring the quadratic function and its coefficients to try and fit a curve to those points. All right, and that will be where your exploration of the function would be. So for instance, the first thing I know about that is it's going to be a negative quadratic. So I would put into the like maybe minus x squared is my function in, and I would just think, well, what shape does that give me? So you put your x squared in with a little roof symbol.
Oh.
I don't know if you want to have a go at that.
You call it a roof, I call it a hat. That's interesting.
I don't wear hats like that myself.
You have to make it after that.
Yeah,
No.
so at the bottom where it said lit input or something.
On that left-hand side, by the way, where it says input, if you're on the app version, that's a better way to insert your image. You've got more control over it. So if you click add, you can then add whatever you like. You can add a point, you can add an image, you can add function. So if you do that, now what you'll see, as Ms. Harris has done, the minus x squared is way off the picture. It's not what you want. So what you're going to be doing now is, right, well, what do I want to do? So because I know about moving functions up, I'm going to look at what my coordinates of my vertex are. Now this is where you can use the program really well, because actually coordinate C is at 7.15 and 12.64. So I can use that exact value. I'm not guessing completely. So I might just go x squared plus 12.64. Right, now I know then that's going to shift my curve up. So while you're doing this, by the way, so while you're writing your function, you ought to be saying these, writing these down, the decisions that you made, why did you make that decision, and then reflect on what's happened, what's good about it, what's not so good. So I can see at the moment, right, it's got me to the correct height, essentially, but I'm not in the correct position along the x-axis, so I've got to do something like that. I also don't really have the right width of the curve, so I've got to do something like that. So this is where the criteria for doing your IA of what if I do this, and then what happened when I did that, did I get the right thing, that kind of thing. So any ideas how you would, I know my lot should definitely know how to do this, shift it to the right, and I know again coordinate C is at 7.15, so what would you do?
Just Mr. Potts, I'm going to just pause, let them think about it, because
15.